Everyone, welcome to the Lasham briefing for Sunday, the 2nd of June, 2024. As usual, we start with the synoptic chart here, and we're looking at lunchtime yesterday with this high pressure out in the Atlantic, bringing us a northerly flow over the UK. Moving forward to midnight last night, you can see that high pressure is not moved very far, but the frontal systems that were associated with it out over the Wash and the East Anglia have moved slightly to the east. And if we come on to lunchtime today, it's looking a lot better than it was yesterday, and we can confirm that by looking at the SATPIC. And you can see here as it approaches about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, this area of cloud out to the east here is actually burning back quite nicely as the sun comes up and we get some heat on the ground. Winds today, we're looking at to the north of us, maybe 320, 10 knots at 1,000 feet, into the south, about 0 to 0, 10 knots. And looking at the windsock out the window there, it's showing a bit of an easterly flow. So I think we're going to be biased towards another day on 09. Rainfall radars showing very little over the whole of Western Europe, really. A few showers down near Paris, but that's way outside our area for the day. And if we look at the forecast, again, I've zoomed right out so that you can have a look at the precipitation across the whole of Western Europe. And there's virtually nothing to affect us today, right through until the evening. Local forecast then is showing clear blue skies up until about lunchtime, a bit of cumulus developing, but I think as cloud base rises, as the temperature rises, that cumulus is going to fizzle out again. We're going to end up with blue thermals this afternoon as well as before lunchtime. Temperatures today getting up to about 20, 21 centigrade. The winds today about 10 knots, northeasterly, with a little bit of gusting. So perhaps not quite as rough on the airfield today, but just keep your wits about you as you're getting airborne. UV levels are going to be quite high today, particularly sort of from late morning through to mid-afternoon. So make sure you got your sun hats and sunscreen on. Temperature today in this area, again from GFS, talking about 19, 20 centigrade, with the dew point down somewhere around about 13. Right now at Lasham, we've got a temperature of 11.2 and a dew point of 8.6. And if you look here at the graph, you can see they're rising nicely and starting to separate out quite nicely as well. Clear blue skies when you look out the window. That's what we like to see at this time of year, this time in the morning. And hopefully by the end of the morning, we might get some of that cumulus that's been promised us. There's no TAF from Odium today, but their METAR is showing 3505 knots, greater than 10K with no clouds. Temperature 10, dew point 7, pressure 1028 hectopascals. And Farnborough showing something very similar, 2 knots variable, greater than 10K with temperature 10, temperature 9 and dew point 8 at this moment. Sky sites are showing a potential sort of flight distance area, basically anywhere to the east of us and certainly to the southeast. So perhaps that's a better place to go today. And looking at the local forecast for the sort of Lasham area from SkySight, they're kind of concurring with the previous information we've just seen about cumulus late morning, around about lunchtime, into the early afternoon, and then fizzling out again. And they're showing maybe 2 to 3 knot average thermals up to about 4,000 feet above mean sea level. And a soarable height maybe about 3.5 above Lasham. Top Meteo, again, they're showing some best weather to the south. Maybe they're a bit more optimistic the further north you go. And certainly into Wales or East Anglia, they're showing better weather there. But the south coast is probably the area for the club gliders to go today. Looking at the thermals, if we run this from 9 a.m. onwards, we can see we've got 600 meters by 10 o'clock, up to about 900 to 1,000 meters by lunchtime. And as we go into the afternoon, you can see that cumulus starting to form as we go through about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then starting to blue out again later on in the day. No times today. Of course, locally, we've got the gliding compound right here, but we've also got Barton Stacey and Ash Ranges, which are local to us. Further afield, if we go out to the west, there's paragliding at Bratton, Dorchester, Ayers, there's gliding and paragliding at Batcombe. And if we go down to the southeast here, we've got rocket firing in Crawley, and there's an air display at Horsted. So let's turn our attention to the airfield today, and we'll have a look at the setup. So there's the instructor slots and glider bookings for today. As you can see, it's pretty full, and there's quite a few people on the casual list. And so essentially there's one K21 available this morning, and there's a K13 available all day. So any instructors are encouraged to add themselves to what is a busy casual list today. Again, just a reminder about the buggies and the management radios. They are working well. Use the trigraph on the glider as your call sign for the buggy you're driving. The simulator today is also available. There's no movements today. Competition launch rules apply. Zero only unless the comp flying is finished or scrubbed. We're going to set up on runway 09 for a competition operation. Club Aeroto and Club Grid will be on the north side grass. I'll put a couple of cones out shortly marking the front of the grid. Heavy gliders, if you want to go to the rear of the comp grid on the runway. And if there is any gliders want a very early launch, we can discuss that out there, and I would imagine we'll be able to stick you on the front of either of the grids and give you a launch. Tugs, remember, they'll be landing both sides of the competition grid. We did have a lot of pedestrians and vehicles driving across from the Perry track to the competition grid yesterday. Please, can you go around the west end on the taxiway and then drive up the runway from there? It'll keep things a lot safer. And do keep a lookout for tugs on the approach. Club gliders returning to the airfield. Please do, I know it says right-hand circuits there, that's my fault. Should say left-hand circuits to land on 09 North Grass. Okay, I'll just repeat that. Left-hand circuits to land on 09 North Grass. So there's the pictorial representation of the airfield prior to launching and during launching, with the club grid to the north and the competition on the runway. And once you're coming back, left-hand circuits for the club and non-competition gliders to land on the north on the grass, please. Thank you very much. Please keep it safe. Please have lots of fun today, and I'll see you out on the airfield in a little while. Thanks.